The 2025 League of Legends World Champs is just about here, and this time it is setting up to be one for the record books, not only from the teams, but with the history and the nostalgia all coming back for this one key moment. T1 versus KT Rolster for this legendary Telecom War, which will be on the biggest stage of competitive League of Legends for the first time in years. And what makes it so special? Well, the League of Legends World Championships is the Super Bowl of esports. It's the tournament where the best teams from every single region compete for the world title. Players like Faker have built their entire reputation on World Championship victories, and for many pros, winning the Worlds is the ultimate career goal, so the stakes are always high. This year's tournament featured 16 teams battling through a Swiss stage format before 8 teams advanced to the knockout stage where they delivered unforgettable performances.
It's the Canadian mid laner trying his best, but it's Faker who's better and snipes him out!
Then for the road to the finals, the knockout stage delivered intense matches and resolved in a way that ruined many players' early picks. T1 barely survived a nail-biting 3-2 series against anyone's legend before dismantling top esports 3-0 in the semifinals.
Yet again, the highest peaks of the LPL are merely stepping stones to the unkillable Demon King.
KT, on the other side of the bracket, swept CTBC, Flying Oysters' Cinderella run 3-0 in the quarters before taking down the heavily favored Gen G.
KT are going to finals!
So while the West hopes ended in the quarterfinals when G2 Esports fell to top esports, at least after all of this, we have a Telecom War for the finals. For T1, they may have had some off years, but this organization has won more world championships than any other team. Not many expected them to be in the finals again this year, but here they are once again, led by Faker. T1 entered this tournament through the play-ins, and their path to the finals was not smooth. They scraped into the knockout stage and faced immediate danger against anyone's legend, the LPL's top seed, who went 3-0 in Swiss. That series went the distance with T1 barely surviving 3-2, but once they found their rhythm, they demolished top esports 3-0 in the semis, so not losing LPL teams in world record is still alive and well. And what makes T1 so dangerous is their ability to perform under pressure. We've seen it in this tournament with their back against the wall, looking that they were going to be eliminated. They turned on the afterburners and took home the victory. And knowing this, if they do get a bad start against KT, we still know that they could come back for more. And if they do come back and win, this will cement their legacy as the greatest League of Legends team to ever play the game. On the flip side, KT Rolster's journey to this finals is nothing short of miraculous. They barely made it into the playoffs during the LCK spring split, and then fast forward to the Worlds, they've become giant killers. KT swept CTBC Flying Oyster 3-0 after topping their Swiss stage group and faced its biggest test in the knockout stage, Gen G, the tournament favorites with 3 years of champions expectations on their shoulders, but KT dominated that series 3-1, and this is what makes the World so special. 2 teams that barely qualified now stand 1 series away from the ultimate prize. And this matchup is particularly historic because it becomes a Telecom War. These 2 organizations have one of the oldest and most storied rivalries in League of Legends, dating back to the early game's competitive days, so having them meet in a World Championship finals has been a dream scenario for many, and it's finally here. So then now comes the big question: who's gonna take it on November 9th? Well, it looks for this matchup that T1 is the favorite, but we have seen them drop the ball early in this previous tournament, so if they start dropping the ball, then KT really has a chance to take over. You definitely can't forget Faker's legacy because it is really intimidating. But KT though does have the underdog story because they've proven they can beat anyone when they're on form. The finals feature a best of 5 with a fearless draft, meaning teams can't reuse champions they've already picked, so the strategy element to the series is on another level. And if we do make it to game 5, we could see some wild picks that we haven't seen in this tournament so far.
Mel
Okay.
on 3?
Potentially
What?
could also be a year.
There's T1 cooking, that's blind Mel.
Then, as for community feedback, it really does seem divided between the two. Some believe T1's championship experience will carry them to another title, where others point out KT's incredible upset over Gen G as proof they can dethrone anyone. But one thing is for certain, and that is we might have one of the most special Worlds Finals in recent history with this Telecom War arc. So there you have it, so much laid out for this one and the incredible Telecom story arc. Who is gonna take it in your opinion? Are you going for the favorites or the underdogs based on that Gen G performance? Let us know in the comments below, and we can't wait to see how this thing plays out.